Society has this story it loves to tell us about getting older. It's a story of decline, right? A slow fade into the background. But what if that entire story is just wrong? Today, we're going to dive into the science that flips that whole narrative on its head.
And that's really the big question we're tackling here. The idea that all that common wisdom about aging isn't just a little bit off. It's a complete and total lie. And believe it or not, the science actually backs this up in a huge way.
So, what's the big secret? Well, instead of a decline, study after study shows that our later years, especially after age 70, are actually a time of rising happiness, of deep calm, and incredible emotional stability. It's not an ending at all. It's more like an arrival. It's what researchers are calling our golden era.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. How do we know this is true? Well, let's start by totally dismantling what's known as the happiness myth. And listen, this isn't just some feel-good idea. It's a scientifically observed pattern that we see in data from millions of people all across the globe.
It's called the U-curve of happiness, and it's such a simple but really profound pattern. Think about it. When we're young, we're generally pretty happy. And then, well, life gets complicated. But here's the amazing part. The data consistently shows that after that dip in our middle years, our well-being doesn't just recover, it actually soars to brand new heights. And this chart just lays it all out so perfectly. In our 20s, life is full of potential. But the 30s, 40s, 50s? Oh yeah, that is the bottom of the U. That's the striving phase. You're building careers, paying mortgages, raising kids, trying to prove yourself. Frankly, it's exhausting. But then, look at that bar for the 70s. It's the highest of them all.
So what's really happening here, under the surface? While the research points to this massive psychological shift. See, you're no longer trying to become someone. You finally just are someone. That relentless pressure to achieve, to prove your worth to the world, it finally lifts, and an incredible amount of stress goes right along with it.
But wait, it gets even more interesting. This isn't just about your life circumstances changing. It goes way deeper than that. We're talking about a fundamental change in your brain's actual wiring. It literally develops something you could call a joy filter.
Neuroscientists have a name for it, the positivity effect. And what's so fascinating is that this isn't about willpower. It's not about just deciding to be more optimistic. No, it's a real biological shift. Your amygdala, that's the emotional command center of your brain, it literally starts reacting to the world in a whole new way.
Let's just compare them side by side for a second. The younger brain is basically a threat detector. It's designed to cling to criticism, to worry about potential dangers, and that's a good survival mechanism. But the 70-plus brain, it gets much more efficient. It's like it learns that obsessing over drama and negativity is a total waste of energy. So it starts subconsciously filtering all that junk out and instead prioritizes positive things, happy memories, smiling faces, good experiences.
Now, if you take that biological shift and you supercharge it with something that you just can't buy or learn in a book, a lifetime of experience, well, that's when you get what are basically emotional superpowers.
I mean, just think back to your 20s or 30s. A rude comment from someone, a small disagreement, it could send you spiraling, right? You'd replay it in your head for days. Your emotional thermostat was just set really high.
But decades of living teach you one absolutely crucial lesson. Most of the things we lose sleep over are, in the grand scheme of things, just small stuff. And this isn't apathy, it's not checking out, it's perspective. It is a form of emotional mastery.
And this, right here, this is the superpower. You've seen it all before. You've weathered the real hurricanes so the minor rainstorms don't even knock you off balance anymore. This earned perspective creates this deep, calm stability that makes you the emotional anchor for your family and your friends.
Okay, so there's another piece to this puzzle. Psychologists call it socio-emotional selectivity. I know, it's a mouthful, but the idea behind it is actually really simple. When you truly get that your time here is finite, your priorities just shift. You stop obsessively living for some vague someday in the future.
And this is the perfect metaphor for it. I mean, how many of us delay joy? We tell ourselves, oh, I'll relax when, or I'll use the good stuff after. This theory says that later in life, you just stop saving the good china. You realize that the coffee you're drinking right now, that's the special occasion. You finally start to truly savor the present.
So you've got a less stressed brain, a built-in biological filter for joy, and the deep wisdom of experience. How does all this internal change actually reshape your day-to-day life? Let's take a look at what it means to live your golden era. You know, a common misconception is that as people get older, they become isolated or lonely. But the research argues this is a complete misreading of what's happening. It's not a passive withdrawal from the world. It is an active, intentional act of curation.
Let's just walk through how this happens. In our younger years, we tolerate a lot, don't we? Obligatory social events, superficial friendships. But as you get older, your tolerance for anything inauthentic just plummets. You start to prune away the relationships and activities that drain you. And what you're left with is a smaller, yes, but a far deeper and more meaningful circle of genuine connections.
So let's put it all together. The science really does paint a crystal clear picture. Life after 70 isn't about decline. It's about less striving and more joy. It's about a deeper sense of calm, built on richer, more authentic relationships. The big takeaway here is that your best, most emotionally stable days are not behind you. They could be happening right now, or they could be just around the corner.
And that leaves me with one final thought I'd like you to reflect on. No matter your age, whether you're 20, 50, or 80, what is the one thing that you find more joy in now than you did in the past? Maybe it's a quiet moment, a special relationship, or just a newfound perspective. It's a pretty powerful question about what truly matters as we move through life.